Hi, and welcome to the Big Boy Pants podcast. This is episode 4, which is trends. So, what is our first trend, everybody?
Wait, I thought this was
We have to
episode
introduce
3.
ourselves, Nico.
This is episode
No,
3.
it's episode 4 because the cooking special is technically episode 3.
Oh, yeah.
Nico, you already,
Hey, you spoiled it, Kyle. You spoiled it.
Even
Kyle,
though
you spoiled the
even though this is
episode.
episode 4, so the cooking one would be episode 3. So I've spoiled nothing. Fools.
Anyways, let's get into our first topic. Shamar, read this one out.
We need to introduce ourselves. What?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't done that.
wait.
Okay. Hello there. I'm Kyle.
Are we really doing this?
Yes, we have to do it every podcast.
Oh, okay. I'm
So-
Winston.
I'm Jason.
I'm Nicholas.
I thought you were Rico.
Yeah, you're Rico.
Yeah, you're Rico.
I'm sorry, I'm Rico.
Rico's not allowed to come out of the basement.
Yeah.
No, Nico actually had to do some things. We have
Okay,
Rico
who's
here
that?
with us.
And our special guest for today's episode.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Shamar. I'm back.
What's your favorite color?
Yellow.
I thought it was black. That's what you... Wait, yeah, actually, I thought it was
Wait.
black.
Well,
That's
no,
a
we all know it's yellow.
Yeah.
Intro is over.
All right, now we can actually
All right.
get into the actual topics.
So, since we're talking about trends today, what about the culture of music? Like, I guess there are different I don't really know how to describe it actually. It's kind of
Genres.
Music
genres, I
trends is
guess.
kind of hard because, what's considered a music trend? Is it a song, genre? What is it?
That's true.
I think it heavily weighs in on what's popular as in right now, because right now music trends, I don't know, is very apparent. But
The
K-pop,
music trend right now is K-pop and mumble rap. Mumble rap is like
mumble rap
also-
is a very...
Oh, yeah.
And even going further with that, it's not even just mumble rap, it's the triplet beat. Like, the one that the Migos became famous for.
all Migos songs sound exactly the same.
Yeah, because they all use the same beat, which is the triplet beat. And that's now a staple in just modern trap music. Like, almost any single song that you hear has a very Migos type of style with the same Migos type of rhyme. And that's a big trend that gets you far in the trap scene. It's this rinse and repeat method that keeps on working the entire time.
But as a result, it kind of muddies the water of the rap industry because everything is just like, oh, this just sounds like Migos. Why listen to this dude when I can just listen to this other dude? Because this rapper has nothing special. He's doing the same triplet beat that Migos has. So it's just kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, it's taking a piss in the whole
It's
industry.
gonna eventually dilute the talent pool. Talent pool.
Yeah, because if you think about it, well, not even if you think about it, but just if you look at it from some perspective, the Migos, you have to give props to the Migos. They pretty much solidified the triplet beat into modern day hip hop, but at the same time, they don't really do anything other than their triplet beat. They don't really discover any single other thing that they could do. So yes, good for them for coining the triplet beat and actually making us their name in the industry, but also they don't do anything else.
Yeah, it's kind of tragic when you think about it because actually no, it's not tragic. I don't know what I'm saying. Wait, guys, hello?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's
Yeah,
up?
what up?
I was gonna say something and I just completely lost my train of thought.
Oh, shit.
I'm having a stroke.
A little bit? I mean,
Those strokes are bad.
do you smell burnt toast?
Burnt eggs.
Burnt eggs.
I don't smell burnt eggs.
How about our special guest? I heard he has a...
Yeah, Shamar, what do you think? What do you think about
Actually,
music?
what do you think about it? I'm kind of curious.
Trends in music?
Yeah, on topic of just the triplet beat in Migos and how he's never expanded his talent. It's they? I didn't know it was a group.
Yeah, Migos is
Well, I
It's a
don't.
group?
Yo,
Oh,
don't
wow.
you dare disrespect my boys Offset,
Wait,
Takeoff, and Quavo.
Yeah, Offset, Takeoff,
Wait.
and Quavo.
It's a group?
Yeah,
Oh, I
Quavo.
actually didn't know this. I thought it was one
You
dude.
think they left him off of Bad and Bougie?
Get educated.
You learn something every day.
Yo,
I just learned
Yo,
that
some-
Migos is a group.
yeah.
Okay, well, they have never really experimented and grown as a collective. I think, in contrast, you can look at something like Brockhampton, which is very experimental and has several different styles in their music,
I was gonna give
which
an opinion.
I think is quality.
I mean, we could be completely wrong here.
Okay.
Like, Migos could have had some underground stuff that was completely different, but the stuff that made them popular was just, like, the triplet beat and the recycled triplet beat mumble rap style. But, like, for all we know, the Migos could probably have, like, a garage band project on one of their computers that's, like, folk trap music, but they never released it.
I mean, what makes money? It makes money, you know.
Yeah. Like,
If they continue to
I mean,
make
yeah, I
money
guess,
on these
yeah,
type of things, then yeah.
it's like,
If the
yeah,
formula's working, then I mean, why change it? But at the same time, though, it is also, yeah, like what Nico was saying. Like, I don't want to really repeat, but like it is muddying the water.
but, like, also leading into that, with the rise of mumble rap and that hip-hop trend, there's also the rise in hypebeast culture. So,
Wait, but we still have one more music trend that we have not talked about, Nico. That I think.
hypebeast culture.
But what about K-pop?
Ooh.
The forbidden.
I actually have not listened to K-pop before.
Me neither. I'm gonna listen to it right
I'm
now.
pretty sure
What?
I'm the only one out of the five
Whoa.
here that
Why?
that legitimately
Rad.
knows K-pop.
I actually have listened to it. I do. I have a few
Wait,
songs.
Kyle, you listen to K-pop?
Like
I'm
one or
listening to
two,
it right
not
now.
like anything.
You're so white.
What?
Okay, no, here's,
I am. I'm 6 types.
no. I have listened to K-pop before. I've listened to, I believe, 2 or 3 BTS albums.
Whole albums.
Yes, whole albums just in the
Okay,
background.
Nico.
And here's what I'm saying. K-pop isn't bad. Like, there's a reason it works. There's a reason why it's popular. It's not bad. Like, their instrumentals are good. Their harmonies are good. From a musical perspective, K-pop isn't bad. What makes it bad, in my opinion, is the hyper fandom. It's the exact same fandom that the 21 Pilots fandom is. It's like this hyper fandom that just pretty much over glorifies the artists that they like, and they turn them into god figures. And that's what I don't like about the K-pop culture. It's more of the fan culture. Like, I'm all for K-pop artists. Yes, like they're good, and like they've made it this far in such a cutthroat industry. But it's the fans that just completely take over and destroy everything. Like, some fans are okay, but those hyper fans that just they glorify them. It just
Nico,
that's what I don't like.
I might have to cut you off here, buddy. There are a lot of K-pop fans that go to our school. And
Okay. Here, let me put
I
it.
don't really
Nico
wanna
could take 'em.
So,
here,
so
but-
the main reason why I like K-pop is because it's different, and I feel like that's the main reason why a lot of people like K-pop. And I was reading somewhere that how you're hyper fans, right? Like K-pop, right, Nico? Right?
Yeah,
It's like something similar with in Asian countries with Western music. It's kind of
Yeah.
something like that. They hyper glorify it to a point, but not like what we do, if I can recall properly. But
yeah. And also, like, I'm not just saying that this only happens in K-pop fandoms. Like, as I said before, the clique, like, for the 21 Pilots, they're so, like, that fandom itself, it seems very toxic. And yeah, I understand that, like it's a minority, like the toxic K-pop fan that's like obsessing over their favorite artist. It's a small portion, like a small percentage,
But they're loud.
yeah, but they're really loud, and that's kind of why sometimes I get turned down. Like, I kind of don't want to listen to K-pop because I'm like, oh, like, that fandom exists, and if I'm like, you know what, maybe this song isn't too good, I'm gonna get smited down by all those
Yeah.
people.
I can definitely agree here with what Nico's saying about K-pop, but I mean, this kind of just describes fandoms as a whole.
Yeah,
like League of Legends.
If you wanna think about it, just like think back to like the Rick and Morty meme.
Oh god.
or like
Yeah.
League of
Like
Legends.
that's an example of like
It's people
fandom
taking
just
it
going
too
too
far.
far about it. Yeah, that's when you go too far.
I think that's a pretty good point because I remember there was the dude who said he's Pickle Rick at a McDonald's and then jumped on a counter screaming that he wants his McNuggie sauce
And then he had a seizure
on the floor or something, like he writhed on the ground.
and went wee.
That's
and
not funny because
it-
that's at a fast food restaurant. They don't
And it's like, oh, it's funny, it's ironic, but is it ironic? You're still doing the action, so
But
like
that's so obnoxious, though.
exactly.
Like, they don't get paid enough for that shit.
100%. They get paid minimum wage just to see a man scream on pickle-ree.
How about the manager that has to deal with that?
Like you're a McDonald's worker, just a cashier. You're trying to do your 8-hour shift. You're just serving another customer. It's probably like 10 minutes break. And then all of a sudden, you just get this guy jumping on your counter. You don't know what to do. You don't want to do it. You're getting paid like minimum wage. So, nah. I mean, like from an online perspective, from a video perspective, when you're not there, it's like, oh yeah, like that's kind of funny. But then if you put yourself in like the real life situation, it's like, wait, this is actually so bad.
Even then, just online, like, just to me, when I saw the video, I thought it was obnoxious.
Yeah, because it's just like how like it's too far for a joke. I think it's just dumb, and there's nothing to gain.
But Rick and Morty music.
You need to stop. You need to stop right now.
Shamar, this is why you're a guest.
This is why you're a permanent guest. Oh.
Okay, Shamar, do you want to add a genuine opinion?
Yeah, what's your opinion on the music industry before we change topic?
Just a question. What makes K-pop good K-pop? Is it the actual music they produce, or group?
I think it also is heavily in the choreography, wouldn't it? I think that's a big draw, is the dancing.
And plus, like, to a lot of people, it's different from Western culture, which is why they get into it, because they want to hear something new.
Ooh, like weebs.
No.
Like
Okay.
me.
No. Like, the thing is, if you, like, have ever actually seen or listened to, like, K-pop, like, if you've seen a live K-pop performance, they are hardcore. Like, the choreography, they're dancing and singing, and doing that is difficult, especially, like, in front of thousands of people live and getting everything right, everything synced up to every single song. It is hard. Like, I have so much respect for K-pop artists that actually do that in front of like BTS, for example, or like EXO. I have a lot of respect for them. Like, the things that they do are really impressive, but it's just the drawback of the obsessive fans.
I actually think that the performance, actually, that reminds me. I remember there was a video of I think it's a girl group. I don't know their name, but mid-performance, while they're on stage, one of the girls actually has a seizure from the lights.
I saw that.
And they, like, just...
That was a while ago.
It was. I think it was... No, it was like 2010, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a while ago.
They just, like, drag her off stage.
Yeah, they dragged her off the stage.
And they keep dancing. Like, they aren't phased. They don't check if, like... Well... And they just continue dancing. Like, I don't know.
I think that was a weird seizure phase.
Weird seizure phase in 2010.
What does that even mean?
It was a trend to have a seizure in
No, it's not a trend to have a seizure.
Next topic.
I think that's the trend. Next topic.
Hypebeast Culture.
Hypebeast Culture.
Okay,
Supreme.
Will you be willing to break the bank to look fly as fuck?
Okay, Winston, what is your opinion on this?
I mean,
You're
I
the
can't.
closest to a hypebeast out of the five of us here.
I can't talk very much about this because I didn't really go that deep. I kind of just bought I think 5 or 6 articles of designer clothing, and that was really just about it. It's really just because it was just genuinely too pricey for me. I couldn't keep up. And,
Wait.
Okay, now stop, guys.
Your pocket change, Winston.
Your pocket change.
You one time said, "Yo, Shamar, you have money?" I said, "No." Do you? And you pull up $500 out of your pocket
It's not even
without a wallet. You don't
not
even carry a wallet. It's just pocket change.
Wallets are overrated.
You literally said, "Oh, I only have pocket change."
I gave
you guys are all like fucking around. No, wallets are over.
I never think I've heard such a spoiled rich thing as wallets are overrated. I'll just keep my money in my pocket.
Okay, we're really off topic, guys.
$500 is not pocket change, Winston.
Welcome to the roast.
Anyways, okay, guys. So going back to Hypebeast Culture, I do think the clothing looks nice. Like, a lot of it is
some of
actually
them look
clothing that
quite
I would
decent.
genuinely wear. Like, obviously, but I mean, again, it's just I couldn't personally keep up with it. But I think Hypebeast Culture, I do respect it because I mean, obviously there needs okay, think of it this way, right? There is really expensive food out there. Like, have you seen BuzzFeed Worth It?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, So obviously on the really far end, that's for like really, really rich people, because I don't think you're gonna be dining for like a $700 burger every single week. But like, it's just so like I guess you could flex, I guess, just to like show other people that you have that kind of money. I think that's what the hypebeast culture is.
Yo, so imagine my main man, Warren Buffett, wearing an entire Supreme tracksuit.
Well, I'm holding a Supreme fanny pack right now.
I mean, well, actually, I don't know. I think you can kind of get the same quality in just normal clothes. Like, I think Shamar, his brother, was trying to sell him a Supreme thing earlier today.
I told him no.
Didn't it have something like radical or something?
No, fuck the rest. It said fuck the rest. I thought it was funny.
Wait, what does it say?
It says fuck the rest.
It says fuck the rest. But at the same time, like, when is it practical to wear a shirt that says fuck the rest?
Well, it's like very small.
I mean, why wouldn't you want to wear a shirt that says that?
I mean, you'll only see it if you're staring at my ass.
Yeah, just walk
you
to
wouldn't
a job interview with a shirt that says fuck the.
Yeah. Also, like, hypebeast culture is so much about the name. Like, it's not even about the clothing. It's like, sometimes I don't even think it's about the clothing. It's just about the name. It's just like having something that says Supreme. Like, there's, like, I'm pretty sure if it's not already made, there's a Supreme brick.
There is.
Oh yeah, there is a.
There is a Supreme brick.
Yeah,
This is
so
actually, you can buy it for $30.
I have a Supreme Google Doc.
$30.
So,
Yeah, they're $30.
yeah, exactly. So like,
Only, but don't buy it.
why would you buy a
Oh,
Supreme
no.
brick? Like, there's no practical reason to buy a Supreme brick. It's just to have it, like, just to have the name on a brick.
Dude, wait. Do you think someone has made a house out of a?
The hype house,
The hype.
Yeah.
where you can only drink lean. You're not allowed to do anything else but drink
Let me
lean.
search this
Listen to
house.
Lil Pump.
Wait, that has to be a thing.
A house made just of Supreme bricks? No.
Oh,
Listen to Lil Pump and Lil Peep.
Oh, Lil Sleep. Oops.
No, hey! I knew you were gonna. Actually, I knew you were gonna say that.
Okay, so there's no house, but it would cost around $704,000 US to build an average sized house with Supreme bricks.
Still cheaper than Vancouver.
All right.
Jesus
Well,
is.
there's I guess that's a little
Yep.
tidbit, or Jason's little tidbit.
So, guys, we're going to put a link in the description to a GoFundMe where you guys can donate so we can actually build our own Supreme house.
No, we're not doing that, Nico.
That'll be our
We're
studio.
really not. We're not gonna do. Shamar, what do
not
you think
doing
about
that.
hype? Brother is a hype.
I'm not gonna become a hypebeast. Stop, I'm broke.
No, I mean, what do you think about the topic, Shamar?
Oh, about hypebeast. Oh, I mean, for some clothing, I think it looks like really nice. But the things I don't understand about it is like the Supreme, like the basic shirts they have is like red with white letters on a white T-shirt. I don't see why you should spend more money on that than a other T-shirt you could get at the thrift store. Which
Shamar, you don't even buy more t-shirts.
Shamar, you only
I don't buy t-shirts.
Shamar, you wear track pants and sandals
I
Where
think,
did
every
you hide the
occasion.
pants?
I think
Like-
over all of high school, Shamar bought like 6 different articles of clothing.
He also,
oh no, I only bought 2 T-shirts.
yes, but you also have bought, you've also bought light up Yeezys. You light up fake
Oh, that is my finest cop. Shut up.
that you
Your finest
proceeded
cop.
to one, throw away your old shoes the second you
They
bought
were
them.
the Skechers.
As soon as we go into the theater, you proceed to forget the charger for the light up sneakers.
Okay, the meme only lasted 2 days, just like the battery.
Oh my, yeah, because you forgot the charger in the theater, you dunce.
Welcome to the 21st century where you have to charge your shoes.
Hey,
That's
the future is now. You may not like it,
The
but it is
future is
coming.
now. You can wear shoes that light up.
Nico,
Where
we're not
did we
we're
go
not in the
wrong?
1960s anymore, Nico.
Stop.
Yeah, we time traveled again.
We don't
Yeah,
we don't talk
traveled
we,
back. We just
we don't
got
talk
back,
about that.
Nico.
We
I
don't talk about that.
Yeah,
Forbidden.
that episode
About that.
never happened. That,
Yeah.
That note.
Whoa, we're in the current year.
Shut up. Shut up.
Whoa, Black Mirror was right.
Wait, let's move on to our next
Fuck
topic.
off.
Let's move on to our next topic.
Hipster culture.
So, Kyle, you're pretty much a hipster. Kyle,
What?
You're
Yeah,
You're a
Kyle,
hipster.
Kyle, you're pretty much a hipster.
Yeah.
like if you think about hipster culture as a Pokemon evolution with like 3 evolutions, Kyle's the second evolution.
What's the
Yeah,
third?
he's
What's the
almost
third? What's
He
the
just
third?
wants to get a
Beyond
beard.
me.
The third
God.
He needs a beard. He needs to wear flannel. Oh, here he does.
Oh shit, he is third evolution.
No.
No. He's only second.
Third evolution is owning 2 pairs of Birkenstocks.
Oh.
What? Wait. I have one pair of Birkenstocks actually.
You need another one.
Oh,
I
he's
need
almost
another
there.
one.
He's almost there.
I need a second pair of lesbian sandals.
It's like a thunderstone.
Okay, well, what kind of questions? I guess just of the whole, why waste money on like vinyl, and like that. I mean,
What do you think
No,
of
yeah.
it overall? Like, what do you think?
okay, I can understand the appeal. Like I myself
obviously you
buy
understand the
records,
appeal.
so of course I can understand it. It's kind of just I like having the physical feeling of the record. I don't buy every single album I like. It's only for things.
So
It would be, and records are like 50, 40 bucks.
Yeah, records are super expensive.
They break the bank, but it's just kind of something that I can look back on. Like whenever I go to a concert, I like to buy a record because it's something I can be like, I remember that time. That was phenomenal. That was fantastic. And then I play the record, and then it puts me back in that type of mindset that I was like watching that artist perform live, which I think is great. Polaroid,
form of merch.
pretty much. It's merch in
Okay, I
in
can
a
respect
sense.
that.
Yeah.
Polaroids, I'm not that much into it. I've some of my friends, they have
Well, you're not a
entire
white girl,
walls.
so
That's true. I'm not. I have a
Okay, but I actually like Polaroid.
no. I think it's cute. Honestly, Polaroid walls are actually really cool, and it's a lot of dedication to do and make. And when they're fully filled out, it's
They
kind
look
of something.
great.
No, they look fantastic. Like, I don't know. I don't
Like-
think.
And
The
what do you
culture-
think about the vintage kind of like aesthetic where like you dress up and you just wear like really
Like-
vintage clothing?
I think it's nice because it shows that
I-
you can't. You don't need to
I, for one,
spend all
think
your
it's nice,
money.
too.
You don't need to spend all your money to look nice, which I can 100% get behind because, like, I'm not big into spending. I thrift for pretty much everything I own or just steal it from my brother. Actually, no, he's been stealing my clothes recently. He
Actually,
recently.
Shamar and Shah.
Oh,
yeah, they really like to share Champion hoodies and Thrasher shirts.
I just find whatever shirts on the
Halloween costumes.
Around this area, I will edit a picture of Shamar wearing Thrasher into the.
Will you?
No.
We have one. We have.
we
like
do
that.
have a
do.
picture. I will do it.
Oh.
See, my favorite thing about Kyle's thrifting is that he just doesn't care.
Oh shit, I broke the Supreme bag.
He bought a pair of denim pants that had a blood stain on it.
I did, yeah.
Does he know whose blood it is?
Nope.
Kyle, that's
Yeah.
really sus, actually. I don't.
Hey.
It could have came
I'm
from
not
Kyle
sure if
just
that's,
touching it. You know, you don't know.
Could have came from Rico touching it.
I buy vintage clothing too. I actually do like the vintage kind of thing where it's like you can spend less and still get clothing that I personally like. It might like I can
Yeah, they're not
understand
bad.
obviously there's some like there's got to be people who don't like kind of I guess culture, but I for one appreciate I guess certain art styles that were like I guess more popular in the 90s per se than they are now.
Also, like, I feel like another thing that happens a lot is that when people say, like, vintage, they only mean a specific type. But, like, vintage aesthetic is just a bunch of, like, it's an umbrella term. Like, there's a lot of other smaller vintage aesthetics that you can... Like, one aesthetic that you... Like, bowler shoe. Like, where you dress up like a preppy schoolboy. That's a vintage aesthetic. But, like, you can also go for, like, the more... common vintage aesthetic where it's just a lot of color block and a lot of white polo t-shirts with like denim jeans.
Well, that's more pastel, boys. That's more pastel type of like style.
I mean, it depends on the color block as well. Because like if
That's
you
true.
go for,
If it's like
dark red,
if it's like
dark
a
blue-
rose pink,
oh yeah,
then yeah, which I love. Like I really do want more pink clothing because I think it's a beautiful color.
Kyle's a sad boy.
Yeah, Kyle's a sad boy.
Kyle's a
Jason.
sad boy confirmed.
Yes.
Why you crook me like
what
this?
do you think about just overall hipster culture?
I don't mind it. Like, I find some of it like like I like vintage clothing. Although I don't have any, it's like nice to look at because I'm lazy to go out and buy clothes. That's it.
That's a reason why I don't have probably I don't have a lot of different clothing. It's just because I'm just too lazy to go out and buy it. Honestly, it's pretty sad, but you know, sorry.
I don't have clothes.
Yeah, that's apparent. Yeah, I don't think it's a malicious culture. It may die down, honestly, because actually, no, where we live, it's very, very in your face. But I don't
It's
mind
very
it.
prominent.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
I
Though.
feel like it's not going to die down as much as it's going to evolve.
True. It because you don't wear like 5 plaid shirts sometimes.
Well, here's the thing about like what I like about vintage kind of like I wouldn't really say it's like a snapshot of kind of look at clothing and then say, oh, that's kind of what it was like back then. I wouldn't go that far. But like for example, think about it this way, right? If I wear like a Supreme bag, like a Supreme shirt, that came out like let's say now, I wore it like 3 years down the road. Like, what would that say about
Sorry,
2018?
I think Winston is
I think my
pro lighting.
I think Winston. I think Wi-Fi's being out.
I'm from the 1960s, guys.
Stuck in the 1960s. Yeah, the machine broke.
Oh no!
No,
Oh no.
Yo, 19. I'm kidding. Okay.
stop.
But no, Winston actually does bring up an interesting point about how it's just kind of like how you perceive it, and yeah, based on. Actually, no, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
I like hipster food.
What the fuck kind of? Okay, what is hipster food? Yo,
Huh?
what is hipster food? I'm curious now. What is that? Do you wanna?
What is it?
Okay, so there's this cafe near my house.
Drinking soda out of a light bulb.
What the fuck? No, that ain't hipster food. That's fucking
Paying
retarded.
$8 for it.
I love paying $8 for my friend to drink from it, and then he's dissatisfied with it. I love it.
Yeah. So yeah, I just have like salmon platters are like baked goods that are all classy and shit with tea.
Baked goods.
So like your cafe food is
Cafe food, yeah, that's hipster food.
Wait, how is that
Cafes are
vintage?
hipster.
Yeah, I was not vintage.
yeah, like
It's old style. It's
What
old
makes,
style.
what
Like,
makes food hipster?
I
It's old
personally,
style, guys. It's funny. Old style.
I think something like
Yeah,
Lucy's
that's
Diner would be a that's literally a vintage.
I think diners.
Yeah.
I think diners
that's
are.
true.
Diners are vintage. I think.
Like even to an extent, A&W is kind of vintage. Like as a restaurant,
Yeah, definitely. They do have that history.
I mean,
they
so
do
does White
keep that-
Spot.
yeah.
Yeah, what's fun too? Yeah.
But like I feel like for A&W, it's more of like the diner aesthetic that they kind of hold. It's like the way that they serve your root beer or like
Exactly. Yeah,
and,
I was
like,
gonna say that.
and like just like the overall color scheme and the avatars that they have for their burgers. I feel
Yeah,
like
they
it's-
kept the same exact color scheme.
yeah.
They still have the same mugs and everything. The same root beer. It's
They also use like a lot of the very aggressive triangle aesthetic from that time with advertising. So I feel like from like restaurant vintage perspective, I feel like A&W classifies into that.
okay. Yeah. Shamar,
Yeah?
you are like the foodie here. I don't like that.
Not really.
Shamar, you literally watch YouTube videos of like food.
Oh yeah, I do.
Don't insult my main man binging with Babish.
Actually,
The game about
Everyone
pizza
here
also.
watches Big
Yeah, everyone.
everyone just binging with Babish.
Everyone.
It's good content. It's good food.
But other than that,
Better
though,
pizza,
Shamar watches other.
Better service, better ingredients. Papa John's.
Yeah, and Shamar just like talks about food all the time.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty gay for food.
What? What? That's an interesting way to describe it.
Alright, well,
Wait,
Shamar,
Boast your float, my dude.
I don't even know what that means.
Is that a bad thing? Is being
Wait.
gay a bad
Oh
thing?
no,
Shamar? I
being
mean,
gay for food's awesome.
What? Let's
Wait.
not
But it's
disgrace
different.
Shamar's name here.
I mean, he said it, not me. He just said his own name, not me.
It's not a bad thing. It's just
Also,
a
this
different
means
thing
that
for food.
Shamar thinks that all food is male.
I mean, Sausage Party has
I've not.
proven this
Let's
Sausage Party is
Let's talk about
Sausage Party is a
Sausage Parties.
Oh, that's a great.
Okay, no, I
oh,
think-
the
I think
ending!
what we
Oh
should
my
do is go
god!
on to our topic.
Go on. What?
Pinterest. Kyle.
I don't use Pinterest. I think it's trash. In all honesty, I think it is garbage.
Wait, what's
I think
garbage?
it's just a bunch of hipsters stealing like other hipster ideas.
It's
Like,
like,
Yeah,
That's
yeah, I
literally
agree
what
with that.
Pinterest is.
Yeah,
Look at
that's
these-
what Pinterest is.
Look at this wood block. I can make a shelf out of this. Okay,
I mean,
you did.
everyone can make a
Someone
shelf
else
out of
did.
a wood block.
honestly,
Look at these mason jars. Wowie zowie. I made a light fixture. I'm a fucking wizard.
honestly,
Okay.
I feel like Pinterest is pretty much just like the Instagram stealing content equivalent for hipsters. It's like what millennials and Gen Z, like, that aren't hipsters, what the content that they steal on Instagram, it's kind of like the same thing that hipsters do over on Pinterest. They see something they like, they take it as their own, and then they get all the credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Shamar. Thank you for that.
Thank Shamar.
Thank you for that. Very well put.
Does anyone here
Yeah.
really know about what Pinterest is about?
No.
It's just it's DIY mainly, isn't it?
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
what I know, so I can like
Yeah, I do know that much, but that's just really like all I know. Like, I really just have a surface level.
It's like
kind of, like,
slightly more
knowledge on it.
helpful life hack videos if they were still images.
Well,
So why does Pinterest makes you log in every time you want to access? the
I don't
site?
know. I don't know. I hate that.
because you must log in, so they have that over you. They need your
must
social
have
security number. Yabba dabba doo. Put in your mom's credit card number.
And the
Hey,
3
kids.
numbers on the back.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. In Spanish class, earlier this year, we were doing questions, and one of the questions was literally, "What is your social security number? What is your mother's maiden name?" And I asked Ferreira, and she's like, "Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Don't answer that." So
Dude, if Shamar was in that class, he'd actually like go home and be like, "Hey mom, what's my social security number?" Come back and just write it down.
I would really hope Shamar knows his soc, because he's had like 3 jobs. He's had 3 or 4 jobs. So he kind of 2. What about that cafe? You had the cafe, Urban Fair. That's it.
2.
That's 2. You've had 2. I've been over.
Oh,
I've-
don't forget Winston's
slavery. That's not
cup
a
holder.
job. Winston's cup holder.
No, that's slavery.
Yeah.
Winston's
Oh, yeah,
mobile
Shamar is my-
slave.
Also, he has one more pending job with Ernest Ice Cream.
No.
Oh, I should really go for that. No,
Yeah, but you
no,
can
they don't
get
hire me.
discount on Ernest.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm going for it.
Smart. I'm applying to a thrift store because I
I
get
don't-
50% off. Like,
I
go to
don't wanna
Ernest
go-
because you
I don't
eat ice
wanna-
cream.
Okay, I don't want to go to Ernest Ice Cream though, and I don't want to like be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get ice cream. I'm so excited, and then walk right in and just see Shamar.
You can just like take
Uh-huh.
ice cream and then blame it on him,
You just see
and then get him
Shamar.
fired.
Come
What?
on, man.
Like, just imagine. Okay, you know, I know this is, like kind of mean, but
It's pretty
imagine
mean.
Shamar's face, and then imagine eating ice cream right after.
I would imagine.
I want to puke.
imagine
I want to
picking
puke.
up the ice
Oh,
cream.
oh, come.
No, no.
I can
even
imagine.
better. Imagine just going into Ernest Ice Cream.
When does it go too far?
It's a no.
When does it
When does it cross the line?
Cross
I'm
the line.
feeling a lot of pain.
Okay, imagine.
no.
I think, guys. I think on that note, I think
Alright.
we should take a break here.
Yeah, we
Shamar,
should
check
take a
up on
little break.
yourself, all right, buddy?
Yeah, Shamar, you can go to
I'm not
another.
gonna recover now.
Okay, we're gonna take a break now. We'll be back in
He's on
about
cool down.
15, 20, 30,
60%
30
cooldown
seconds.
reduction.
30 seconds.
All right, I see it.
Hey, we are
Welcome
here.
back.
All right.
All
We're back
right.
here with the second half of trends. All right, Shamar, introduce the next topic.
Okay, adaptation of culture.
All right. So Nico, I heard you did a project about this.
Yeah, you did an entire project about adaptation of culture as well as cultural appropriation, so I think you have the most ground to discuss or bring up something to talk about for this topic.
Okay. This topic is it's a very touchy not it's a very I don't know how to explain it, because here's the thing. I understand that like people can adapt cultures, but I personally don't agree with it. Like, I'm fine with like the influence of it, but just outright taking it as like, oh, sorry, buddy, can't do that. But that's all I'm going to say before I get roasted.
I feel like I don't know. I think adaptation of culture is a good thing in a sense because it can help, well, a culture grow. Because if you're just repeating the same things over and over again, you're not going to grow and you're not going to get anywhere as a result because you're just rehashing the same thing over and over again. So sometimes I think looking at a different culture and doing your own spin on it, not just straight ripping it from that culture, is a good thing. And I don't see any. Yes, I as a white person, we did.
Kyle does do the nays.
I whip. I as the kids say.
He partakes
dab,
in the whippings.
Whipping and.
I was talking about a different kind of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, oops. No, I do not. It is
I do not whip. I do not nay.
How dare you? How dare you?
Nico does it in his spare time.
He doesn't know. He half the time he does it. Only half.
Only half.
Only half.
Only half.
Only half.
Here. Shamar, what do you think?
Yes.
I think it's okay to adapt to culture as long as there's a certain degree of respect.
No,
like,
we don't know, Shamar.
I mean, for an example, like Shamar, if I were to say wear a native headdress, is that a-okay? It's not. It's not, Shamar. You don't have time to answer.
Is it okay? Wait.
What?
Sidetrack. Okay. Is it okay to sell that as a
Halloween costume?
No,
it's not.
No, it's not.
That is not okay, right? Like that is someone's picture, and you're making it into a costume.
That is
a costume.
Like that is monetizing years and years of just tradition, just so that like people like Kyle Arthur can buy it.
What? And it's okay. And it pretty much is just throwing away all of the relevance that culture puts into that like entire outfit. And I think that's terrible to just that it would be sold as a costume. And I don't know.
Oh, you like this headdress? This headdress has a lot of value to you because it's deeply rooted into your culture and traditions for years and years and years. Be a pretty funny joke if I just sold it as a costume.
Oops. See, there's no respect in that.
Yeah, there's probably like some white man who's like corporate. He's like, you know what? I can really profit off of someone else's culture. Why don't I go out and do that?
Yes, the white agenda. Profit.
I don't have culture, so I shall take others. Culture. I mean, okay. I mean, it's like I want to defend white people, but like,
it's kind of like you guys went and white people went and just raided a lot of countries for spices, and then ended up not just using any of them.
Okay, white people are assholes. I think this is very like clear and apparent when you look through history.
Dear white people.
I think the worst thing that like white people did, well, Christopher Columbus, that's a big no-no. But also, like, he's an asshole because he was literally like, yo, are these people Indian? Yeah, we're in India. And he just called them Indians. And they just kind of never corrected their mistake.
They couldn't.
Because they kept calling them Indian.
Okay, well...
Because that is not at all, like, they're not that. And that's really just...
quite unfortunate.
Chris Columbus, I think he dropped the ball on that one. Amongst other things, like pillaging and raiding.
Yeah, pillaging, raping.
Oops. That was a big one. There's actually, I think there are manuscripts from his crew that talk about like him pretty much forcing his crewmates to partake in that on the indigenous people, which is really Chris Columbia, you boyo. When we went to the 1960s,
we should time travel back and we should talk.
We should dap him up like we did.
Oh wait, no. Okay, no.
That is not
we're
my
gonna move on to
favorite.
going in a very bad direction. Social media meme.
So Shamar, I heard you're a big meme. So.
Yeah, Shamar's a big meme fan. Shamar.
I'm not a meme fan.
So Shamar, what do you think of this?
I am a quote living meme. It hurts existing, but yeah, it happened.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and cut Shamar off here.
Please do.
Getting depression all over the podcast. Anyways, so social media, memes are literally trends. Like that's the literal meaning of a trend.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
it's an idea.
becomes a meme.
Like, let me search the definition of a meme. Actually,
I think that soundboards are definitely dated. I'm
Yes.
just saying this. If you're using a soundboard right now, don't do it. This isn't, I'm not gonna say this
Not
is
a
directed at
jab.
anyone,
more
but
personal.
this is
This
directed
has
at
been
someone.
a
I'm
PSA.
sorry.
If you use a soundboard in 2018,
Stop it.
maybe
Stop.
think about your decisions in life. Just maybe. Glance.
Okay, a meme, an element of culture or system of behavior that may be considered to be passed from one individual to another by non-genetic means, especially imitation. So, Shamar imitates Winston. He imitates Winston's memes, in a sense.
Stealing his memes.
You steal Winston's memes on the daily.
Yeah.
That's all you do, Shamar.
That's all you do. I think, like, honestly, just posting the same joke on social media over and over again has a funny late trend meme is trash, and it kind of dilutes the joke and ruins what made it funny. Because, I mean, it is an inside joke, and we want to be included into that joke, and as a result, it kills the joke.
Well, that's
I
what
think that's-
society is revolved around. But pretty much, how it is right now is that, and how it probably is always going to be, it's just nature. With human nature, it's just wanting to be included. Inclusion. That's pretty much it. Wanting to be part of something. So I think that's why there's so many variations. I think that's why there's so many variations.
And for now, in the 20th century, it's very easy to be included in anything.
Exactly.
Because you can just search up. Oh yeah, what's
Sorry,
wrong?
Kyle. Did you say in the 20th century?
I did.
Oh, we time travel again?
Bro, it's the current year. In the current year, this is why I say the current year, because I don't even know. Anyway, what was my point before Nico rudely, very rude.
With the power of social media, it's easy.
It's easy to
It's easy to kind of be included in anything, because in the current year, you can just search anything up.
Yeah.
Latest meme.
Search the meaning of a joke, and instantly you have it, and as a result,
Knowyourmeme.com.
you know it. No, welcome to
Behind
the
the
meme. And that kind of, well, as I said before, it kills the joke.
Also, you can even look at just the trend of meme itself, what has become a meme over the years. If we go back to early internet culture, where memes revolved around the
Cats.
cat memes and the why
I don't really want to compare memes.
No, I'm gonna be honest. I feel disgusting talking about saying the word makes me sick.
Maymays?
But Nico, finish your
You finish your point, because it is valid. It's just talking about
it's a good
saying
point.
memes. Just it kind of feels disgusting and sweaty.
I know, but just looking at I'm gonna call it internet humor then. So looking at internet humor in 2010, it's very it's a lot of stickman figures, cats, all those English that isn't really English but sounds like English.
YouTube poop.
Yeah, stuff like that. But then you come to 2018, and memes are so abstract. It's so weird that we understand them.
Yeah,
Like some bear talking about the spaghetti being gone. I'm gonna stop now.
okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't think anyone was.
Yeah.
It's
It's pretty abstract.
I'm kind of disappointed in. I mean, I feel kind of bad because I do laugh at.
There are funny memes out there.
But I don't know. Okay, memes do. I mean, kind of going back to the first episode. Some memes do go too far.
Yeah.
Like the Tide Pod. I don't want to. This feels really gross. Really gross. But I don't really want to talk about it, but like people actually ate Tide Pods and got hospitalized, and I'm sure people have died from it.
They had to like actually lock up
Messed up.
like Tide products.
They actually
grocery
like started
stores.
like locking them up into like cases and like shit.
Okay. So no, I was reading somewhere that those are usually locked up in like areas where like stuff are easily stolen because laundry detergent is what everyone needs, and they're quite easy to be stolen.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure very like objects that are stolen a lot that are quite easy to steal is like laundry detergents, like Tide Pods. Also, baby food I know is another top one. But they weren't locked up because of the challenge. They were locked up before because they're very easy to steal and they're a very high priority item for robbers.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
'cause,
you
like-
can just pop open the container,
Yeah,
pop
like
one in your mouth, and pop one in your pocket.
I just realized I don't even ask my Tide Pod plug where he gets his. You know that
Kyle,
Like-
stop.
Okay, no, we're done with memes. No,
because when
No, no,
I get my laundry
Kyle.
detergent
Kyle.
and I dap him up and he's
Kyle.
like, yeah, hey man, you want to? I'm gonna stop with this joke. It's not
Thank
funny.
you. We're moving
Speaking
on.
of
We're
that,
moving on. Next topic.
Kyle,
Yes.
you were very white.
Yes, I am. I am 6 types. What is your point?
Introduce us to the next topic.
I hate you. Lingo and the evolution of language and mannerisms.
Lasagna.
Lazaga is what I originally put instead of language because I'm.
Also, Kyle,
Yes. Hello.
you're pretty much the human embodiment of 4 cheeses.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh,
I am missing
Hey.
German though. That is a one white genetics that I do not have, and I'm sad to miss out on
You
that.
really
Very
I like
German girl,
Germans.
and you have your child, you have it.
Nope.
Easy.
Germany invaded my countries multiple times. Good old Latvia. But yeah,
Rest
the,
of
Germany has invaded a lot of countries.
I like
oops.
the Germans.
Oops.
Ooh.
I dropped this. Oops, invasion. But yeah, okay. Lingo and the evolution of language and mannerisms. Things like gnarly, radical, tubular, was poppin' B, and like dapping up someone. Like those can all be seen as like lingo and mannerisms.
Well, I'm sure like high fiving your buddy or like dapping them up. That's always been around for like it's probably been around for a while because
It's
you
like
know
a handshake.
yeah, it's like a handshake. Just seeing your friend again, just dap them up.
Yep.
That's just always been there. I think.
It evolved from like the regular like clap, like the first part of a dap and then like the backhanded into a fist bump. I feel like that was like something that was really popular. And then before that, it was some weird stuff that people in the 80s and 90s did. But like it's just the way that we greet somebody. It's kind of like your hands say so much, so like you usually use them to say hello to somebody. Like you either like wave them at them or something. So like when it changes, like when a high five changes, it still keeps like its same like definition. I feel like it's just something to like dictate like, oh, this is like a new generation kind of thing.
Did you say high five? Like high five? The main character from the Emoji Movie?
Oh,
That's a
how
great
about
movie.
that kid show called the High Five? Or is it
Wait,
High
is there
Four?
a kid
High
show
Four.
called
It's
High
High
Five?
Four.
I had a
High
watch.
Four.
I had a high five watch.
I actually was like, I had the fucking best transition going in, you cunts, into our next topic, and it was just kind of ruined. No,
We're done with this.
we're not doing the next topic. We're still on lingo and evolutions of lasagna.
We can. I
Language.
mean, this could go. We could just get this over with really quickly. Pretty much. So I guess with lingo, right? It's obviously like it's definitely evolved over the time. Like people in the 90s used to say like gnarly or like radical or tubular. No one really says that anymore except for Kyle because he's a disgusting
Yes.
hipster.
Only
What?
Kyle.
What?
Kyle,
What?
Kyle's one of those people that's like, don't you remember the good old days?
Don't you remember the good old days before I was born? You know what? Nico? Hey,
I was born in the wrong generation.
Nico, want to hear
80s.
a funny Nico? All of us have experienced one more year on this earth than you ever will.
Oh,
Oh yeah, to if you're actually like someone like a random viewer that has just stumbled upon this video, Rico here is 1 year younger than us.
And Shamar is mentally 15 years younger than us.
Is this true? Is this canon?
I know. I'm grade 1. I think it's. Never mind.
Okay, but yeah, final thoughts about Lingo. Anyone, you could join in.
Nothing really.
I prefer the high five.
To Adapt? What about like a crisp and clean handshake?
No, it's got to be the high five.
A firm handshake. Like,
A firm. What about like a backwards handshake where you like bend your fingers back?
All right,
that
we got to the next
sounds
one.
terrible.
We're done. I think we're done with this one.
Do you guys not do that? Is that just me? Oops. All right, on to the last topic: film trends and just kind of movies that are very popular and have been popular for the recent years.
Yo, is it just me, or is Quentin Tarantino such a good director? Like, I don't think I've ever seen such a good director like Quentin Tarantino. The way he uses color and lighting is just insane.
You're taking a jab at someone, but I will say I do actually like Quentin Tarantino as a director. I think his movies are good. Some are trash, but I do like stuff like Inglourious Bastards and Pulp Fiction. The Django Unchained was also very good. So I can't shit on his movies.
I like Adam Sandler movies. They're the best.
All right, Shamar, this is why you're a permanent guest.
Back to my bar.
Well, let's go back on topic here.
Let's talk about Jack and Jill, the greatest movie.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell.
We're gonna talk about actual film trends. Like recently, there's been a lot of superhero movies, and when I say a lot, I mean a lot.
How many superhero movies are being released this year, Winston?
Well, I don't know the exact amount, but there is at least 5. At least 5.
Oh, damn.
I mean, but it's like it's easy money. Like it's easy.
It's easy money,
at
but
this point.
I mean, I can't
And
really
they're not
talk
bad.
down on it because they're not that bad, and I do enjoy them quite a bit. So
Okay, well, the superhero movies that are coming up. Okay, we have Black Panther,
Hell yeah.
Avengers,
For that one.
Deadpool, just Transformers doesn't count. Incredibles 2, Ant-Man, Venom, Spider-Man, Aquaman. Aquaman.
wait, this is all coming out this year?
This is all this year. Yes, this is all this year.
No way.
Yep,
Wait, really?
That's
Yep.
so many.
it is a lot, and but that's not even talking about the best movie that's coming out this year. Ready Player One.
Oh,
I love
Dude, Tracer from Overwatch was in the trailer.
Oh my god.
That's another thing with trends. They grabbed a bunch of video game characters from the past 2 years and they shoved them all into a movie, thinking that would be a good idea.
Remember the Emoji movie where they were included pen
Yep,
and apple?
another trend.
Wait. Okay. Oh, never mind. Untitled Avengers 4 is the part 2 to Infinity War that's coming out in the next year. Untitled Fox Marvel movie. That's going to be no, wait. They don't have the rights to X-Men anymore. So what does Fox still own from Marvel?
I do not know.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Shazam's getting a movie next year. Spider-Man's also. Okay.
Yeah, they're really milking the superhero.
Yeah,
movies.
Cyborg
Like,
is getting a movie.
Iron Man.
Cyborg?
After the first Iron Man movie.
Is Cyborg from the Teen Titans? Or
Yeah,
really,
Cyborg from
like-
Teen Titans. This is like actually kind of like.
Why not a Teen
It's
Titans
oversaturated
movie?
for sure.
I feel
Yeah,
like
no.
There's too many. Okay, there's like. Here's the thing. I'm fine with like the development of like superhero characters, like superheroes that actually haven't been that much on screen. For example, Deadpool. I'm fine with another Deadpool because like he's a pretty interesting superhero. But like another Spider-Man one. Spider-Man has had so many. Like
They should do his origin story again. I feel like I
Oh
have.
no.
Yeah, we need a fourth Spider-Man retelling.
like why are there so many?
Kinda like Superman,
Spider-Man movies? I don't get it.
Like I think
But it makes money,
you
so-
stated it makes money and they're easy to produce because one, you don't need to write a new story. You already have the nostalgia factor
you
from
can
fans
use,
of
you can use
comics.
the comic books, yeah.
Yeah, and you can just rip the story straight from the comics. So writing isn't. You don't need like a huge writing team.
You just
You
need
need
to
someone who
write.
can read,
Yeah, you
which
just
is
need to
most
literally
people.
just like move the comic book into the big screens, and then
You kind of need
Did someone
somebody
drop
who
coins?
Can, like,
Sure.
you
Yeah.
need
No.
somebody who's good at like witty jokes, slapstick humor, and that's a writer, and that's pretty much just a superhero script.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like that's so boring because a lot of superhero movies have just been, haha, get it? It's a joke. And it's like, thanks, I guess. Because even in Thor Ragnarok, Odin was kind of comedic, and that's like,
I mean,
this
that's
doesn't
pretty
fit his
much
character.
just like
Marvel was
Marvel
skinny.
thing, where like they pretty much they'll just like say like a witty reply that you'll never say in real life. It's only in Marvel movies.
I was falling for
just,
30
like-
minutes.
Yeah, they'll just like have like a little quip, and there's always like someone always has to have like the last
I need the 2 cents.
yeah, like the last joke. It's just like it's predictable now, and I don't like it too much. But again, I can't really say too much about it because I do like superhero movies quite a bit.
And Thor Ragnarok is pretty fun.
No, it was a phenomenal movie. The director, he has done great films before, so it was really nice to see him do this one.
The same point, Winston, about like the somewhat of the superhero movies that have too many like jokes in them, or jokes that don't actually really fit for the character. I heard that a complaint that a lot of people had for Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was that they focused too much on the comedy aspect of it. Like the first one, did so well that because like there was humor, but there was also like the main storyline. So like the humor didn't really take away from it. But the second one, they just overloaded it with like those slapstick comedy and those like cheesy one-liners, where it kind of took away from the story, which was something that the first one did really well, which was to not overcast the story, but also to have it almost at the same level.
I think another movie trend beyond superhero films as well is just rehashing and just remaking things. I'm honestly getting really fucking sick of it because, okay, I think last year or like 2 years ago roughly, the Jurassic Park remake came out. Okay, like honest to God, who was asking for this? Ghostbusters also came out that was a remake. And that the response right there. And Blade Runner recently also got a sequel. Well, okay, I think the Blade Runner, I think that one was fine because it was a standalone product. It expanded upon the world, but it did highly show off Harrison Ford as a leading actor, which was not true. That was false advertisement.
Like, I guess like the thing with Blade Runner 2050 for me is that it differed so much from the original. Like, it still kept some aspects of the original. Like, it still kept some of its heritage. But they allowed the movie to evolve into this kind of, like, new aspect so they can play it off from there. Whereas from the Blade Runner 2049 one, it's kind of hard to follow that type of story up with, like, the modern advances that they have in filmmaking. So I feel like resetting the starting point a bit to where like you have the original idea which came out with the first Blade Runner, but then changing it enough so that it's like the new one is like it brings off the same amount of detail and the same universe as the old one did, but it's a better like trampoline almost to jump off of for the next film.
I also feel like they just handled it pretty well. I think where they went with the story with the main character Kay, I'm pretty sure this isn't a spoiler, being a Reploid, which is not a Reploid. I mean,
How
what is
could
it?
you?
Actually, wait, what is it? I
Replicant.
watched Replicant, not Reploid. That's something completely different. A replicant, which is pretty much a robot that is indistinguishable from a human, and he's hunts down other replicants. I think that was interesting because in the first movie you follow Harrison Ford's character, who is a replicant hunter, and it's very ambiguous whether he is human or not. I think that is an interesting thing that you can compare and contrast between the films, because one we know, and the other we have absolutely no idea, because there's both sides have a persuasive argument. So yeah, Blade Runner, I think that is a fine remake and a sequel, but I'm Fucking sick of Star Wars.
Remakes, for the most
yeah,
part,
Star Wars.
are kind of usually for the most part they're not very good.
They're
But-
cash grabs.
Yeah, pretty much.
100%. Because
Like can we just talk about? Actually, well, I don't really want to talk about it, but I just want to bring it up. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies.
the Michael
perfect.
Bay one, or like
The Michael, yes, the Michael Bay ones.
I've seen the first one.
they
That
look
is a prime
terrifying.
example of a literal cash grab.
Yeah,
I was terrified.
because they
It's
know
just
the
like-
nostalgia
yeah.
will sell, and
Yeah.
they're familiar. It's a familiar brand, but like, honest to
All our fighting skills came from a book in that movie.
wait,
the rat cop.
actually,
Yeah, the rat's name's Splinter, right?
it's Master
Yeah,
Splinter.
Yeah, Master Splinter found a book on the floor. He started training off of that book, and then he taught the turtles.
Oh yeah, wasn't Master
That's
Splinter?
really stupid.
No.
Michael Bay, what are you doing?
Wasn't Master Splinter just a normal rat that mutated in that movie? Like he wasn't a ancient like ninja warrior like he was in the original, who like had heritage with Shredder and stuff.
In the old movie, he was a rat that learned kung fu. How do I know this? From watching his master fight, and I believe in the cartoon he was a human before. I don't know how I know this, but I just like have these vague memories.
Just remember Master Splinter being a little rat.
I know all of his origin stories. Michael Bay. He
I
learned
haven't-
kung fu
Michael Bay did
from
a
a
good
book.
job. I guess.
My
There's
brain
someone
is
who
an
remembers this.
encyclopedia
Yeah,
of
it
rat
says
facts.
Here, in the comics, Master Splinter just learned from his master.
Oh,
OG live actions,
yeah, I
he's just a
remember
pet
that,
rat.
boring.
Cartoon, he was a human. So yeah, that's the origin stories to Splinters. If you want to Google it, please correct me.
Shamar, I don't think anyone's gonna correct. What? No,
I need to learn about Master
Yeah,
Splinter.
somebody in the comments going,
Someone please
actually,
take-
Shamar, that's incorrect.
Take the time out of your day to insult Shamar.
28
Jabal Shamar.
subscribers.
Yo, it's like, yeah, we only have what, 28 subscribers?
Hey, those are 28 people that will not watch this video because they only
We are our own
subscribed
subscribers.
for the
They're
first
not
video.
happy people.
We gotta promote this one.
Actually, okay.
Go
Looking
subscribe to
at
our
the
channel.
movies that are coming out in the coming years, there's gonna be 5 Avatar movies.
Wait, 5?
Wait, what?
Yes.
Are you
By the
serious?
time we are 25, Avatar 5 is supposed to be coming out. They are releasing
Wait.
Avatar 3 in 20. Okay, Avatar 2 is coming out in 2020. Avatar 3 in the next year. Avatar 4 20. Wait, what? Yeah, Avatar 4 2024, and then Avatar 5 2025. Why? Like not
What?
like Avatar as in like Last Airbender, which is getting a sequel, and yes, it is being directed by M. Night Shyamalan again.
No.
Yes, from what I
watch all
know.
of Avatar.
Oh, as well, Passion of the Christ is also getting a sequel, from what I've seen. And it's
Ooh,
gonna
Wait, did
follow.
you say sequel?
Yes, it's going to follow Jesus Christ helping the founding fathers of America
Wait,
find
what?
America. Yes.
Wait, no.
Is this a comedy?
You're joking.
It's made by Mel Gibson. I don't think that man can act in a comedy. I don't think that man can act at all. Okay, I can't say that. I can't say that. He has a few good roles, but also he's batshit crazy.
It's like
So-
it's like Adam Sandler pre
No,
2000.
you can't say he has a good role
You can't
because he
compare-
doesn't.
You can't compare him to Adam Sandler. You can't do that, Nico. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You
That's
can't,
illegal.
Shell was a masterpiece.
you can't tell me the man behind Happy Madison and Pixels
Pixels was such a great movie, man.
with
Fuck
Peter
yeah.
Oh,
Dinklage as
No, how can you
God.
not like Peter Dinklage?
Wait, I just remembered in Pixels, Kevin James is president. Fucking
Well, that's
Paul-
how you know it's a comedy movie.
That's how you know, because Paul Blart Mall Cop is the.
I actually liked the first movie.
What are your opinions on popular
Wait,
TV shows?
remember when we watched Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 on the trip to
Yes, on
Kelowna?
the trip to Kelowna.
Oh. Yo, when this Malcolm
We watched it like twice, didn't we? Because it's all we had. Did we watch it once?
We only watched it once. We just played Smash.
Oh god, I love Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Yikes.
Fun fact: I think
Paul
Paul Blart Mall Cop
Man.
1 perfectly syncs up to Pink Floyd's
the-
"The Dark Side of the Moon."
What?
Yes,
It does.
it does. It perfectly.
serious?
I'm
Perfect.
100% serious. It perfectly
I am
syncs
learning so much today.
about Paul Blart Mall cop.
Overall.
Okay, I feel like I have hogged this section very much. So if anyone has anything to add, please feel free, because I'm gonna shut up for a bit because I feel very, very greedy, and don't be greedy.
What are your thoughts on popular TV shows like Black Mirror and Game of Thrones?
Black Mirror is amazing.
Black Mirror, yeah, it's great.
The acting is great. Honest to God, I love it. The
Yeah,
I love the
those
twist.
are like some really good actors. Like I never even knew they existed.
Well, it's an EU show, isn't it? So it's
Oh
It
yeah,
makes
okay,
sense.
never mind. It does make a lot of sense now that I think about it. I'm just really stupid. My bad, guys.
like
Also, like, I'm pretty sure they could even get some actors that aren't as good as the ones that they have right now. But just the sheer fact that the storytelling is so good in every single episode, it's like,
Not all of them, but most.
the first episode and Crocodile, I
that's why
kind of
said
fell.
almost
Like
every single episode.
that's fair. Like
It's like- It's like almost every single episode in season 4, the storytelling is really good.
oh
Yeah,
100%.
a lot of Black Mirror episodes are just really well written.
Like,
Like whoever really like wrote that, like hats off to you, dude, because that is.
Thank
Really,
you for
Shamar,
dropping
I
your
just
coins.
Really? Come on, really?
Thank
Really?
you for dropping your money again.
Sorry, I was asking the genie
It's
for
like-
money.
if you
You were asking a genie for money.
Yeah.
Uncle Jafar?
Okay.
Hey, don't talk about Uncle Jafar!
Uncle Jafar.
but like,
Jason,
it's like looking
what
at
do you
it.
have?
Imagine, okay, honestly, like some episodes, the acting makes a difference because imagine USS Callister with worse actors. Like,
I can't.
wouldn't be the
Honest to
same.
God, it would not be the same.
like it's so critical to have that creepy white man as the leader of the entire company.
Creepy white man. He does have range. I will commend the actor who portrays the pervert in that episode. He does have good character range, and his delivery is
White
very
male
on
in his
point.
30s
Creepy white balding male. Yeah.
who steals DNA.
Oh God. Who stole a child's DNA?
Oh,
Clone.
That's really.
And then killed the child in his video game.
Jesus
Oops.
Christ.
Multiple
Spoilers.
times.
Oops.
Oops. We have to put
Oops.
spoilers.
No, we don't. Who cares? The 28 people
Who's
who are
gonna
subscribed
watch
to us.
this?
Yeah,
Dude, it's-
28 people.
29.
Oh,
29.
29? Oh,
Yo!
Shout out to Mariel. Shout out to Mariel.
Shut up.
29 special!
Wait. Don't we have her on the podcast?
Shout out to Marielle for making us one subscriber closer to 30.
Did somebody say 30 subscriber party
Ooh.
milestone?
Why are you at Shamar's place?
Wait, no, get out of my house, no.
Banger at Shamar's. Let's jump. Let's go to my house and jump on my porch.
It's just gonna shatter.
It will.
First one to die wins.
In about 6 to 8 weeks, we'll have a video of all 5 of us just jumping on Kyle's porch.
No, we're not doing that.
That's
just
the,
no,
that's the
no, we're
sixth.
No, we're
The
not.
sixth podcast. Break Kyle's porch.
It's just a 5-minute episode.
Porch. Wait, that's so bad.
Whoever does the most damage wins.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no. It's like hot potato. It's like hot potato.
Oh yeah,
Everyone takes turns
it's like
jumping.
Yeah, it's like a
like-
Mario Party game. Like we'll all get in line, and we'll all do one jump, and then like whoever breaks it, I guess loses.
Breaks it, it's just gonna have a shit ton of
And then
planners.
after the porch breaks, he gets eliminated, and then we'll move to a different part of Kyle's house to start jumping.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Not everything in
Kyle's
my house.
bathroom door.
Kyle's
No.
bathroom.
Kyle's, my
Kyle's
toilet. If you break my toilet, you win. Congrats. Now buy me a new toilet. I already had to do it once.
I thought you had to do it twice.
No, I had to buy a new flusher, and then I was like, this doesn't work anymore. So I had to buy a new toilet. We had to get a new toilet as a result. I hate all of you.
Oops.
I didn't do anything.
Wasn't me though.
I know it wasn't you. You lost my sword and sauteed
I didn't
vegetables.
lose your sword!
Or
I did
tried
not
to
saute
say.
vegetables.
You undercooked
I
meat.
just got... Oh, yeah, I did
I mean,
that.
hey, Shamar, you might have undercooked meat, but at least you didn't help with the dishes.
Oh, I wasn't
Oh.
Oh.
Yikes.
conscious. Too many helps.
And on that note, I
I think
think
that's where we stop.
I think that concludes the podcast.
Alright.
I think
Yeah.
All right, everyone.
I think that wraps it up.
Be brave.
Alright, well,
Stay
thank you
wild.
for tuning in for the
Oh,
third episode, the
It's the
fourth
fourth episode.
of the podcast.
So, next week we'll be talking about two more.
Game show time!
Game show.
I guess we're actually doing it now.
Is it? Are we doing too much of a good thing or game
Okay,
show?
well, next week it'll either be game show
Or
or too much of a good thing. You'll find out.
Hopefully, if it's game show, it's a train wreck. So be prepared for that one. If it's too much of a good thing, we're probably going to insult Shamar again.
as usual.
We all hope that you guys come back and.
We all hope you come in the first place, because, you know.
Shout out to Lauren Howard.
Oh no!
Yes, shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out.
All right, is this it? Is everyone's done their goodbyes? All right, see ya.
Goodbye, everyone.
Well, goodbye.